Hosted by Matt Riches. Watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickers, turning data to gold. $1 trillion tickers, watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickers, turning data to gold. $1 trillion tickers, watch the market unfold. Grand Rising, Joyous Awakenings. Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. Greed has returned to the market for the first time in a long time, but this morning's economic earnings signals are delivering a complicated picture. Before we get to that, it is August 5th, 2026. Happy Wednesday! ADP employment came in weaker than expected. The major indices remain near record highs. Gold is pushing higher, and Micron has re-entered the $1 Trillion Tickers Club. Meanwhile, two major earnings reactions are moving in opposite directions. Those are what? AMD and SpaceX. We'll get to that a little bit later. That gives an important lesson before the opening bell. A company can report excellent growth and still sell off when expectations, valuations, or future spending concerns overshadow the reported numbers. This show is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Before we get into the charts, let's get into the mindset with our mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I'm the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable. I am skilled. I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, let's get into some data next. Let's start with Forex Factory. So what I was talking about earlier, at 5:15 we had ADP non-farm employment change. The forecast was 68,000 jobs, but the actual number came in 44,000. That is weaker than expected. Readings suggest private sector hiring may be slowing. The market could initially interpret that as supportive of lower interest rates, but a significant weakening labor market can also raise concerns about economic growth. At 7 a.m., we have ISM Services PMI with the forecast of 54.5. This is another orange folder event. A reading above 50 indicates expansion in the services economy. Because services represent such a large portion of the United States economy, this report could influence expectations for growth, inflation, and Federal Reserve policy. So we could have some volatility at 7 a.m. when that data comes out. Trump is scheduled to speak at 1:30 p.m. after the market closes. The Fear and Greed Index is at 59, so we are in fear. Yes, we are. We ain't been there for a while, but the market is at all-time highs, so that is expected. Micron has returned to the $1 Trillion Ticker Club. Eli Lilly has fallen out of the $1 Trillion Ticker Club. So those two companies have switched positions. SpaceX had a powerful regular session on Tuesday. Its market cap has now moved above Meta, Tesla, Samsung, Berkshire, and Micron. Can you believe it? However, SpaceX is under significant pressure this morning following its first earnings report yesterday. All right. What else we got? The VIX is at 16.72. The 10-year Treasury yield did gap down slightly overnight. It's now 4.61%. Gold is showing significant strength at $4,209 an ounce. That move deserves attention because gold is advancing while the Fear and Greed Index is also in greed. That suggests investors may be participating in equities while maintaining exposure to defensive or inflation-sensitive assets. Bitcoin is up to $64,426. Ethereum is at $1,800. Let's talk about some earnings that came out yesterday. AMD reported earnings after the bell yesterday. AMD beat earnings by 2.7%, beat on revenue by 2%. Quarterly revenue increased 50% year over year to approximately $11.5 billion. supported by data center growth. Despite those strong results, AMD is currently down 9.5% from yesterday's close. AMD had rallied strongly heading into the report, so the reaction demonstrates the difference between reporting good numbers and exceeding the expectations already reflected in the stock price. Investors are also scrutinizing future margins, capital requirements, and how quickly AMD can convert AI demand into growth that supports its valuation. Next, we have SpaceX. SpaceX beat earnings expectations by 16.8% and valuations and revenue expectations by 14.4%. Revenue increased 92% year over year to approximately $7.8 billion. The company's connectivity division, which includes Starlink, generated approximately $4.29 billion as Starlink subscribers doubled. However, SpaceX still reported a quarterly loss, and investors remain concerned about the cost of its expanding artificial intelligence infrastructure. SpaceX is currently down 10% from yesterday's close. Once again, powerful revenue growth was not enough to overcome the spending and valuation concerns. Uber beat earnings by 0.6% and missed on revenue by 0.3%. Gross bookings increased 22% year over year, while adjusted EBITDA rose 33%. Uber is currently down 3.2% from yesterday's close. Disney beat earnings by 11% while missing revenue by 0.5%. Disney's quarterly revenue increased 7% to approximately $25 billion. Its experiences division generated nearly $10 billion in revenue, while operating income for that segment climbed 20%. The company also benefited from stronger streaming profitability and the box office performance of Toy Story 5. Disney is currently up 3.2% from yesterday's close. After the close today, we have earnings from SanDisk, AppLovin, Western Digital, and Mercado Libre. All right, before we get in on the charts, let's check out Robert Greene's Daily Law for today. Title: Win through your actions. Daily Law: Demonstrate, do not explicate. Here's the breakdown. During his long career, one of England's most celebrated architects, Christopher Wren, was frequently asked by patrons to make impractical changes to his designs. Wren understood that arguing could offend people paying for his work. Instead of confronting them, he found other ways to prove his point. In 1688, Wren designed a magnificent town hall for the city of Westminster. The mayor, worried that the second floor was not secure and could collapse onto his office below, he demanded that Wren add 2 stone columns for additional support. Wren knew the columns were unnecessary, but he built them anyway. The mayor was satisfied and could finally relax. Years later, workers discovered that the columns stopped shortly of the ceiling. They were not supporting anything. Both men received what they wanted. The mayor received his peace of mind, while Wren preserved the integrity of his original engineering. The lesson is that actions and visible results are more persuasive than arguments. You do not always need to win through explanation. Arguments can make people defensive, particularly when accepting your position would require them to admit that they were wrong. Demonstrate the truth through results whenever possible. Evidence produced through action can settle a disagreement without creating unnecessary resistance. In long-term investing, companies should ultimately prove their value through execution. Management teams can deliver inspiring presentations, ambitious forecasts, and confident promises. However, investors should focus on what the company demonstrates through revenue growth, margins, free cash flow, market share, and capital allocation. AMD and SpaceX provide timely examples. Both companies reported impressive growth, but the market is evaluating whether their future execution can justify the expectations already reflected in their valuations. A long-term investor should not rely exclusively on management explanation. Watch what the company consistently delivers over several quarters. In day trading, let price action confirm the story. A company can beat earnings and still sell off. It can miss on estimates and still rally. Instead of arguing with the reaction, allow price, volume, and market structure to demonstrate what institutional participants are doing. If a stock reports excellent earnings but cannot hold support, that weakness is actionable information. If it absorbs selling pressure, reclaims its important level, and holds it, that action may carry more weight than the headline. Do not trade what you believe the stock should do. Trade what the chart demonstrates the stock is doing. Stay patient, stay disciplined, execution over emotion, process over prediction. Now let's get on these charts, y'all. Let's start with NVIDIA. Currently in the pre-market at 215.12. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 214.80. Followed by 213.05, 211.90, 209.94. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 217.49, followed by 220.95, and then we have the bottom of our Smart Money Concepts resistance zone, which starts at 221.35. It is a huge zone, so be aware of that. Inside the zone, I got a level at 221.60. And the midway point of the zone is 226.82. So be aware of that. Next, we got Apple currently in the pre-market at 308.41. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 305.11, followed by 301.32, 300 even, 295.70. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high, which is inside the gap at 313.58. And also inside the gap, I got some levels: 317.30, 319.35, 323.35, 326.90, and the top of the gap is at 329.50. Next, we got Google currently in the pre-market at 382.60. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 379. Underneath that, we got the I think this level has been eliminated. Yes, it has. Let me delete this off the chart. Give me 1 second. There we go. It is gone. Those sellers are gone from that Smart Money Concept resistance zone. Okay, pre-market low, 379. Underneath that, we got 375.25, 373.15, 368.15. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high, 384.15, 385.15. 391.95. Next, we got Microsoft currently in the pre-market at 497. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 490.60, 483.05, 479.17. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 479.90, followed by 499.94, which is yesterday's high. Can Microsoft get over 500 today and close over 500? That will be wonderful. That's what I want to see. If we get above yesterday's high, we can go to 503 and then 513.50. Next, we got Amazon currently in the pre-market at 281.81. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 277.50, followed by 276.90, and then the top of this gap here at 275.80. The gap goes all the way to 273.25. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high 282.78, followed by 285.90, and then the all-time high at 287.20, and then I got a level here in price discovery land at 290.70, and then $300.30. Can Amazon break all-time highs today, y'all? We're gonna find out. Next, we got TSM currently in the pre-market at 418.40. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 415, followed by the top of the gap at 412.11. The bottom of the gap is 407.44. We are currently in the Smart Money Concepts resistance zone, so keep that in mind. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 420.58, and the top of that zone is 425.40, followed by 428.90 and 431.05. Next, we got AVGO currently in the pre-market at 416.07. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 414, followed by 407.50, and the top of the gap at $400.68. That gap goes all the way to 392.60 with a midway point of 396.60. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 419.39, followed by yesterday's high of 422.07, and then the bottom of this huge gap that starts at 426.53. Next, we got Meta Platforms currently in the pre-market at 599.87. To the downside support, we got yesterday's high of 592.79, followed by the pre-market low of 589.17. And then 578.25. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 601.65, followed by 606, 611.25, and then the bottom of this gap here at 614.70. It goes all the way to 624 with a midway point of 619.25. Next, we got Tesla currently in the pre-market at 324.22 to the downside support. We got the pre-market low at 323.20, 320.79, 318, and then 313.20. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at 328.40, followed by yesterday's high at 329.57. Above that, we got 334, and then we got this gap, the bottom of the gap here that starts at 342.16. Next, we got SpaceX currently in the pre-market at 111.02. It lost all them gains from yesterday. To the downside support, we got 109.98, which is the pre-market low, followed by 108.90, 107, and 105. To the upside resistance, we got 112.70, 115.72, the pre-market high 116.87, 119.56, and yesterday's high 126.71. Next, we got Berkshire B currently in the pre-market at 518.18. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 515.85, followed by 514.02. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 518.50, followed by 521.25. And MU, welcome back to the $1 trillion ticker club. We'll see if it stays in with a good day today. Currently in the pre-market at 877.96. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 867.03, followed by the top of this gap here at 858.50. The gap goes all the way to 836.62, and the midway point of the gap is 847.60. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 900, followed by yesterday's high at 902.43, and then 935. Let's check out SPY. SPY currently in the pre-market at 775.42. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low 772.97. SPY is currently in the all-time high. SPY is going to open up an all-time high, y'all, if it can maintain this price right here in 24 minutes. Okay, to the downside support. Let me see some. Hosted by Matt Rich. I'm surprised I don't have a level here. Forgot to put this level on SPY, y'all. To the downside support, underneath the pre-market low, we got 768.14. And then the low of the day yesterday. Where's my low of the day at? What the heck is going on? Oh, it's right here. Okay, that's fine. Under 768.14, we got 766, 763, and then that 760.52. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high, which actually is in price discovery line, 775.60. Above that, I got a level at 777 even. Next, we got QQQ currently in the pre-market at 725.37. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 721.92, 718.56, 713. We are currently in the smart money concept resistance zone. If we can close above 726.50, then this zone will disappear and we can move up to 731.90, y'all. Next, we got IWM currently in the pre-market at 302.82. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low 302.02, followed by $300.48, 298.07. To the upside resistance, it looks like IWM is also going to open up in price discovery land because it is above the all-time high. That is wonderful news. The market is very strong right now. Pre-market high is 302.83, and I got a level here in price discovery land at 303.25, followed by 305.45. And lastly, the Dow Jones ETF, currently in the pre-market at 543.10. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 541.60. It is also above the all-time high, so it's going to be opening up at an all-time high here if it can maintain over the next 21 minutes. After the pre-market low, we got 539.77, and then the low of the day yesterday at 536. To the upside resistance, all I got is a pre-market high of 543.45. The regular Dow Jones, shout out Pam Bondi. Remember when Pam Bondi said 50,000? The Dow Jones now is at 54,355, y'all. The Nas 100 right now is at 29,814. And SPX is at 7,779, y'all. We're opening up at an all-time high on SPX as well.
Why? Because money. Why? Because money has an incredible.
Yeah, I forgot to reset this. Give me 1 second, y'all. I forgot to reset this clip. Give me about 15 seconds. The clip is so powerful.
Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money? Do you have the intellectual curiosity to learn everything you can about this incredible industry and master it? Become the smartest person in the room. Have you mastered it?
Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live. Check out this song I made.
Hi. $1 trillion tickets. Precincts. Hey. How bad do you want it? How far will you go? Dreams won't come easy. Look inside your soul. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. Ay, you're too comfortable now, waiting for a perfect start. Nothing changes if you keep playing safe to guard your heart. Faith without action is just whispers in the dark. Champions rise because they move. They never quit, they just improve. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. Step outside your comfort zone. Fight for what you desire. Every step you take in faith build you in the fire. Fear may whisper, turn around. Don't let doubt become your guide. Victory belongs to those who keep showing up with pride. Move like you mean it. Success loves speed. Dreams don't work without you. Built through faith and consistency. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. When belief in action meet, power's what they release. Dreams don't work without you. Become your masterpiece. How bad do you want it? The choice is yours to make. Dreams don't work without you. Now go become your masterpiece. Matt Riches. Peace. Blessings.